Hello, my lovely peaches. It's your host, Rach. Welcome to your midweek mindfulness motivation, because it doesn't have to be a Monday to start bettering ourselves. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Right Now with Rach podcast, where we keep it real and talk about all things self-improvement. I am so happy you are here, and I am so proud of you for clicking on this podcast, because I know it means that you are taking steps forward in your journey of personal growth. So welcome, you beautiful soul. Hi, peaches. This is an exciting week because we have put out our first video episode, and I'm really excited about it. I've tried a couple weeks in a row, but the technology didn't quite make its way there. So here we are. I'm hoping you're seeing this. I've had a little bit of feedback from people saying they like podcasts, but they also like the video aspect. Not to have anything fancy, but to see the person talking so they can read body language and facial expressions and things like that. It helps them kind of take in what people are saying. So if you're a visual learner, then I am happy to oblige. This week, I want to talk about what a growth mindset is and how to achieve it. Some people I've talked to about this believe that you either have a growth mindset or you don't, and it's not something that you can develop. But I'm an optimist, and I think that everyone, okay, maybe not everyone, but most people can do anything they set their minds to. And people that don't seem to be able to do that are just stuck in a fixed mindset. But I think that, we can all do things to help us tune in to a growth mindset. It's just that I think a lot of people, aren't given the proper tools they need, or haven't been in a situation where they're smacked on the head the right way that kind of pops them into that more self-awareness state of mind, because you can't grow and improve without being somewhat self-aware first. So anyways, I want to dive into what all of that means and how to get there. Oh, sorry. First off, what even is a growth mindset? What's a fixed mindset? What are these words you're saying to me, right? So there's two different types of mindsets. Like I just said, fixed and growth. Whether you've heard these two terms or not, I'll explain them to you. I think humans have both, but anyways, we'll get right back to that. A fixed mindset is a state of believing that our talents, intelligence, personality traits, and skills are fixed traits, that we can't change. We're born with a certain level of ability, and no matter what we do, that's what we're stuck with. People with a more fixed mindset do things give up easily or avoid challenges, ignore constructive feedback, can be threatened by others' success and things like that. Whereas on the other side of the coin, a growth mindset is believing that talent and natural ability is only the building block of what we can accomplish, of our ability to push ourselves, to learn, to improve. And people in tune with this state of mind believe that hard work and dedication to something means you can accomplish it. However, there does need to be effort. I think that some people can confuse a growth mindset with a positive mindset, thinking, I've always had a growth mindset because I've been open-minded and flexible. And according to Carol Dweck, who is the pioneer on this concept, she calls that a false growth mindset. People with a true growth mindset don't give in to failures easily. They kind of persevere in the face of that. They find inspiration in others' success, looking at it not necessarily with envy, but more with ambition and thoughts of oh, that's awesome. I want to do that too. I can do something like that. They embrace challenges and criticism, and they want to learn. I was listening to a TED Talk from Carol Dweck. I'll link it in my show notes. It was actually quite good. And she was talking about school-age children that she's dealt with in a bunch of studies that have shown that kids who have a fixed mindset run in the face of a challenge and they just kind of stay at one level. Like if they fail a test or something, they don't have the mind to work for a solution, and they'll even strongly consider cheating the next time to get a better grade as opposed to studying harder. Or when they get that failing grade and they feel bad about it, they'll go and find someone who did worse than them in order to make themselves feel better. You know, unlike a kid with a growth mindset who she found took failures as an opportunity to work harder and learn more, and they saw what they could improve on and they strived to do so. And they did. Next time they got an even better grade than they did before. There was a study that she talked about that researchers looked into the brain activity of those kids with a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And then when they were presented with failure, they measured the electrical activity. And those with a fixed mindset hardly had anything like light up. I don't really understand the scans like at all, but they all lit up, which they didn't light up, which means there was like not much going on. Whereas those with a growth mindset like had so many lights going off and activity shown. So they could tell that one doesn't do anything in the face of a challenge. They don't really like think that way, but the other one thinks a lot about what they can do. You know, she also believes that each human embodies both, and her reasoning made a lot of sense. I really liked it. She said that most humans have a fixed mindset about jumping unaided off a cliff. You know, no matter what amount. Oh my goodness. That doesn't sound good. Sorry, guys. Shitty timing for that. She said that no amount of belief in your ability to fly, no amount of like hard work and practice you put in, like jumping off a staircase or off a table, you know, will prepare you to fly, right? Knowing that you cannot fly and no amount of work you put in will change your ability to be able to fly is normal, and it's appropriate. It's a life-saving fixed mindset. I thought that was a really good example because even if you strive for a mindset weighted towards growth and improvement, you're still rational and fixed about shit that might fucking kill you. You know, everything in life is about balance, which means there should always be a little bit of both in everything that we do. There's always a yin and a yang. But balance doesn't mean equal. It's not like the scales have to be weighted, you know, exactly this amount of fixed, exactly this amount of growth. No, it means we use each mindset where it makes sense, and most things in life that you want to do better, you want to strive for a growth mindset. And like we said, with like rational shit that will fucking kill you, you want to have a fixed mindset being like, no, you know what, no matter what I do, I'm not naturally going to be able to fly. So essentially all a growth mindset comes down to is attitude. If you believe that you can't do something, can't change something, can't improve because that's just the way you are, then you'll prove yourself right. Henry Ford have thought to said, whether you believe you can do a thing or not, you are right. But Peaches, if you change your attitude to trying no matter what, then you will 100% learn, you'll 100% do better, and improve whatever it is you're trying to do. Sure, there are definitely, you know, biological factors that come into play for like physical abilities. Like, I can't dunk a basketball like LeBron James, all right? It's physically not possible for me. I don't have the height, I don't have the strength. But if I practice a lot, then I can learn ways to improve on my own basketball skills, you know, which would take a while because they're currently at 0. But like, I can figure out how to dunk in my own right, you know? It's not about comparing yourself to someone else's abilities and striving to do exactly what they're doing. We talk about this a lot. Comparison is the thief of joy. You're not going to be just like that person because they are them and you are you. And all of us are meant to do different things and have different purposes for different things, have different skill levels for different things, okay? So it's not about looking at someone else's skill or destination and thinking, if I set my mind to it, that is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to have. That's where I'm going to be. No, it's about being the best that you can be. The best version of yourself, not the best version of someone else. You can absolutely use people's successes as motivation and inspiration. Of course, I encourage that, but don't set yourself up for disappointment by thinking you're going to be exactly like them. Because you're not. You're not them. You're you, and you're amazing for that. Yes, some people are just naturally better at math or basketball or cooking. I won't deny that there are natural factors that play into all of our talents and abilities and personality traits, for sure. But that doesn't mean you're stuck at your natural abilities. It doesn't mean you can't get better at that. You can 100% improve from your current skill level. That's what this is all about. It's not about getting to be the best or better than someone else or thinking that you can't do it because it doesn't come as easy to you. That is a fixed mindset. We are striving for a growth mindset that tells you you have the capability to level up your version of that. What prevents us from having a growth mindset is things like insecurity, defensiveness, and ego. A fixed mindset is more concerned with protecting itself than learning to improve. You feel threatened when someone else knows more or is doing better than you. Hence where ego can come into play. But those with a growth mindset generally achieve more than those with a fixed mindset. Right? Think about it. Growth equals endless possibilities. Fixed equals stay in one place. Okay. Now we know what it is and what it means. I probably talked you rough about that. So let's talk about how to make sure the majority of our thinking is in a growth mindset. To preface our strategies, what you 1000% need to do, this isn't even like an optional thing, okay, Peach? You have to believe you can do it. Gain confidence that you will figure out, whether it's with a daily mantra, written affirmations, manifesting, whatever vice you want to use. Repeat that belief over and over to yourself until you're no longer faking it. I know that sounds corny, but do it. Remind yourself why you want to do it, how sweet it's going to be when you do improve, and how not learning or growing is doing nothing for you. Okay, so number 1, don't reward yourself for effort, especially when it's unproductive. Because being like, oh well, I tried, good for me, won't propel you forwards. It's good not to be too hard on yourself, but praising yourself for effort that didn't get you anywhere just tells your brain that it doesn't need to keep trying or improving. So instead, praise and reward yourself for the learning and the progress you've done with that effort, and emphasize the journey that led you to that progress. Like things you did to get you there, like different strategies you used, help that you sought from other people or resources, or, taking your setbacks and tweaking it and trying again, things like that. And this also applies to your mindset as well, and like the self-improvement part of it. It doesn't have to be just for like physical or, career-oriented goals or anything like that. Like if you tell yourself, oh, well, I am who I am, there's nothing I can do about it, then there's no chance of you getting proper self-awareness and finding out who you can be. But if you're determined to be a better person every single day and use criticism and notes about your behavior, not to make you wallow in self-pity, but to drive you and make you want to learn and adapt and be better, then you are well on your way to becoming your best and highest self. Number 2, take risks even if they don't work out. You must step into the unknown. Take a chance on something new that may or may not work out, because it's okay if it doesn't, because the lessons you'll learn are going to help you grow. Number 3, change how you view your insecurities. That was one of the reasons that I mentioned before, that a lot of us are blocked in that fixed mindset about a lot of things because we're insecure and we're defensive about it. Those things that trigger us to be insecure inhibit our growth. It prevents us from taking in criticism effectively or facing challenges head on. And if we don't find ways to combat that, then we will remain fixed. Our insecurities are not just going to go away with the snap of a finger, but we can switch the way we think about them from like, I can't do this because of this, to I feel like I can't do this. So now I know that here's where there's room for improvement. Our insecurities can push us to be better. They show us where there is the most room for growth. And we've talked about this in significant depth on an earlier episode. So if you're interested in hearing more, then check that one out. But let's say I'm insecure about my social skills and talking to people. So it's prevented me from going after the job that I kind of want. Switch. I need to force myself to think about it this way. Okay, I have identified my trigger. I can't get this job because I can't talk to people. Let me work on that. Okay, let me practice by putting myself in more social situations and going up and striking a conversation with people. I will learn what works and what doesn't and how to communicate effectively. And then I will get this job that I want. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? Cool. And the last one is number 4. Do not blame the circumstance or other people or outside things for your own shortcomings. You are an adult and you must take responsibility for your own actions or your own inactions. It's your choice. There could be 1,000,001 reasons why you feel like this isn't going to work, or you can't do that, or I can't go do this thing. This is standing in my way. Yeah, it is. But you can move those barriers if you want to. If you want something to work, you'll make it work. If you don't, you won't. It's as simple as that. Having a growth mindset is difficult because it involves being comfortable with ups and downs. Nothing's perfect on the first try. It involves being able to step outside your comfort zone. Accept small wins. Take them with failure. It's okay to fail. It's just not okay to stay stuck there. Some days and some moments will be more trying than others, and sometimes it'll be easy to keep going. So, by implementing these strategies and changing your attitude, you can shift your willingness to succeed into more of a growth mindset and leave the fixed part, like we said, for the shit that will legitimately kill you. Reaching your goals won't kill you, so get it done, Peach. You're the only one limiting yourself. And with that, today's episode is complete. Remember, Peaches, your direction is more important than your speed. A step forward, even if it's just one, is a step in the right direction and something you should be proud of. You are beautiful, you are smart, and you can do anything. Talk soon. Mwah.